Happy Friday. What a day we've got ahead of us. Good morning, Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on WMAY, and the headline is Illinois State Police look to consolidate a federal gun ban challenge with others. And getting those breaking details yesterday after I'm refreshing all of these different lawsuits that are against Illinois' gun and magazine ban. And it can quickly get into the weeds fast. So hopefully we can do what we can on this channel to break it all down for you, let you know what's going on when it comes to the Second Amendment and the gun ban in Illinois and all the legal challenges there are, not just in state, but also federal court. And a lot of pieces moving around. So let's just go ahead and get right on into it, where you've got at least my tracking now. I think there are 8 lawsuits against the state of Illinois that have been filed. So I might at least seven. Let's see if we can go through this. So in federal court, you've got the State Rifle Association's motion for a preliminary injunction that was filed earlier this week. It's the latest movement in that federal case. You've got another federal case separate from the State Rifle Association, from the Illinois Gun Rights Alliance, and they've issued summonses in that federal case to State Police Director Brendan Kelly, Governor J.B. Pritzker, Attorney General Kwame Raoul. So those are the latest movements in that federal case. But then you have a case from the National Shooting Sports Foundation, which the NRA is also supporting, and they're just now only 3 days into that case being filed, and they're getting out all their disclosure statements. So some of the preliminary steps in that case. But here's where it gets fascinating. Yesterday, you had the Illinois State Police motion to consolidate those 3 cases with a 4th case that actually started out in state court but was transferred to federal court earlier this week. You may remember we talked about the Crawford County case. It was the first case that was filed in state court against the state's gun ban. And the attorney there told us that, he's, of course, challenging it on Second Amendment grounds, but also on Fifth Amendment grounds over the law saying that you have to file a registration with Illinois State Police about your semi-automatic guns you have in possession, semi-automatic guns that the state legislature has deemed are banned and defined as assault weapons. And the attorney says it violates your Fifth Amendment because you have a right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself. So that's another argument in the Crawford County case, and they also argued 14th Amendment, equal protection rights arguments. So again, that was state court, but then it was transferred from state court to federal court earlier this week. Illinois State Police Director Brendan Kelly motioning to actually have that consolidated with other cases. And we'll go through some of the particulars here so you can follow along. And outside of WMAY, I write for the Center Square and Illinois Radio Network. So we had the story breaking yesterday and breaking down how the case is now in the federal courts. And you had Thursday, Illinois State Police motioning to consolidate that case with the 3 other cases from the Illinois State Rifle Association, Illinois Gun Rights Alliance, also the National Shooting Sports Foundation case. They motioned saying that similar cases are typically combined into the lower numbered case, which ISP says is the Langley case that was filed on January 19th. A little typo there. Consolidation of the cases prevents unnecessary duplication of litigation in 4 different cases, prompting judicial economy. And as such, each case is in the initial stages of litigation. No party will be prejudiced by the consolidation, ISP said. But what's not clear is how a different case that's in federal court that originally was filed back in September, not in January of 19th of this year, September of last year. And that's the case that is challenging Naperville's gun ban. So that case has been working through the process for months now. And they just recently amended that case to not just be about Naperville's city gun ban, but they amended the case to make it a challenge of the entire state's gun ban. So how is that going to affect Illinois State Police's request to consolidate 3 separate cases? They're not considering that 4th case out of Naperville, which, again, is amended to be a challenge across the entire state for their gun ban. So unclear how that's going to happen. Now, that Naperville case is in the Northern District of Federal Court for Illinois. The 3 other cases are in the Southern District for the Southern District of Illinois Federal Courts. You can consolidate cases from the north to the south and the middle and so on. But whether or not that's going to be brought up, I'm not sure. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judicial scholar. So this is all fresh to us. But just giving you kind of a lay of the land of what exactly is going on here with these legal wranglings. So, again, state police filing to consolidate 4 cases together, 1 that was moved out of state court with 3 that were filed initially in federal court, and some questions being raised in the background here about how this case is going to progress, because the case is being taken by the judge for the Southern District, the chief judge for the Southern District, and you can see here that the judge ultimately is going to be Judge Nancy Rosengel, the U.S. Southern District of Illinois Chief Judge, an appointee of President Barack Obama. So some people already raising concern about that. But of course, that's just one layer of court. You've got the appellate district and then all the way to the Supreme Court. So this thing's going to play through all the way. But there's also questions about the attorney that brought the original Crawford County case and some questions about his past. Somebody emailing me talking about the history of that counsel. And is that really going to be the lead counsel for this case challenging the gun ban on Second Amendment grounds? Fascinating. But I will say, Illinois State Rifle Association's Richard Pearson, when we talked with him yesterday, he really laid out how he expected that there is going to be some consolidation, but he also wants there to be expeditious injunctive relief to block the measure as quick as possible.
So we had a temporary restraining order, then that stops everything and gives us time to argue for a permanent restraining order, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of legal maneuvering in that time after that is done.
And Pearson saying that he wants to get that restraining order in place well before state police are set to open up the window October 1st for the gun registration in the state of Illinois. So that's some of the latest when it comes to the federal courts here in Illinois when it comes to challenging the state's gun and magazine ban. If you like what you're hearing and you like the regular updates, be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube, like and subscribe, do all that jazz. And of course, you can tune in locally here on WMAY. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9, WMAY.com, 92.7 FM.